Hello everyone, my name is Greer Jonas. I'm an intuitive numerologist and artist. Today, on October 26, 2019, I'm interviewing astrology practitioner Maria-Luisa Ruiz. She's going to give her insights into the astrological impact of Mercury Retrograde, which begins on October 31st of this year. So I thought of doing this interview as November is the month of the Master 11. In Mastery, 11 is about divine inspiration and new beginnings. It is reaching out into the unknown with your intuitive ideas and inspirations. Using your intuition, not just what you have learned, you can make an impact on your life and others. It is a time to act, perhaps by taking chances or connecting with people that were previously a challenge to you. I thought, how interesting that Mercury is going retrograde in November. Is this a double impact? So I welcome Maria-Luisa to open our eyes to the astrological effect of Mercury retrograde at this time. Welcome, Maria-Luisa.
Oh, thank you, Greer, for inviting me to do this. So when you asked me to look at Mercury retrograde, what I did is to cast the chart of the moment in which Mercury is starting to be stable. Every retrograde planet is stable before becoming retrograde, actually. So you're going to be fascinated, Greer, with the numbers here, because the exact time when Mercury is going to be retrograde in New York, Eastern time, is 11:41 a.m.
Wow.
So we have already 11 here.
Yeah.
And guess what? Mercury is going to be retrograde in the 11th house.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Yes, that's fascinating. So we have 11 again.
Uh-huh.
And when Mercury is going to be retrograde, is going to be 1 degree away from Venus.
Huh.
Conjunction with Venus, so 11th house. Let me tell you a little bit more about the 11th house, which is very interesting. And especially when you speak about going into the unknown. And the 11th house is about relationship at a collective level. Protectors, friends, and it's the house that is in analogy with Aquarius, okay? And Aquarius is a sign that is ruled by Uranus, which is actually the planet that breaks through the unknown, and is every planet, if you take music analogy, has the influence at the personal level and the influence at the collective level, right? Some planets are personal and some others are transpersonal. They have an impact on the collective, on groups. And the 11th house is also the house of groups. Right?
Yep.
It's going to be important also because it's a voting period, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's going to have a big impact also because, with this Mercury retrograde in the 11th house conjunct to Venus, people are going to reflect on their real values. Venus is about what you consider balance, beautiful, and it also rules money. So in Scorpio, it's going deeper into what makes you real desire. Very much. That's what I would say for this. Your real desire. How is it that you really want to spend your money? That's at the personal level. At a more collective level, how do we want to use money collectively? What sounds good? Because with Venus is what feels good, what feels appealing, what feels beneficial for you. Because every time Mercury is retrograde, it brings the opportunity to go inside yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So to reflect, to go a little bit slower also.
Yeah.
You need to take time. You need to take time to reflect. Reflection is very important. And don't forget that Mercury also in mythology is the only god that has the power to go to the underworld and come back. So Mercury retrograde has this power. Imagine like a journey into the deepest, and you were talking about going into the days are getting darker.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you go digging deep inside, and Scorpio is a digging sign, you know.
Yeah.
Scorpio has the need to go to the bottom of things. So there is another aspect of this Mercury retrograde, which is in Scorpio, which is that it's a moment to unveil secrets, things that have been hidden are going to come up to the surface.
Wow.
So no wonder, you know, all these things going right now with corruption. And actually, it's a theme at the collective level because Mercury is conjunct Venus, you know, and it brings people to express also their desire. Because Mercury is the planet that rules our communication skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have something inside you that you have not been able to say to someone for some reason, because you couldn't find the words or because it was too painful, this retrograde Mercury period is going to be a good time, you know, to do it.
And what I have heard about Mercury is it's really not a time to make decisions, but what you're saying, it is a time to reflect. And
exactly.
It's a time to
gather information in a way that you didn't have the opportunity to do before.
Okay.
And here is in a water sign, so what it tells you is that this information is going to be more emotional than cerebral, than mental.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to work on emotions that have not been addressed. Resentment, for example, fear. This is the moment now to make to be brave enough to go inside yourself and let these emotions come to the surface.
Never knew this aspect of Mercury. I understood it's a time of emotions, but I always thought
well,
it was
Mercury because it's in Scorpio, Greer.
And
Scorpio is a water sign, so it's more in terms of emotions. If it was retrograde in an air sign, I would say it's more about how you communicate, really, information.
Right, okay, I see.
You see? Because water is connected to emotions.
But it's okay to...
Scorpio is a very emotional sign.
Yeah, but it's okay to express yourself, and it's time to express yourself, as compared to being afraid that there'll be miscommunications.
Yes, it's a moment to connect with these deep emotions, these deep feelings that you've been a little bit scared of.
Okay. Is there anything we should be careful of during this time?
Every time Mercury is retrograde, you have to be more careful with your the way you keep your data. And here also the risk, since there is this dimension of secret mystery, is how much you want to know, how much you want to say. You see?
Because
sometimes there can be some excess also in how far you go in saying, and what's the limit of what you can hear.
Okay. And the limit of what the person wants to hear, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
Because when we speak about communication, there is one. It's two people at least,
right.
Or even with yourself.
Yes.
If it's more introvert, if it's more like an inner process. How much do you want to know about yourself?
Right.
Right now.
Yeah.
Does it go with what you have for 11 with the numerology?
Oh, definitely.
Because I can also tell you that it's going to happen in the degree 27.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so 27 adds to a 9, which is all about completion and transformation. So when you connect to what you want to do, you get an opportunity to move further and transform, or you can just obsess about what's going on, and then it starts all over again. So there's a real opportunity for that.
Okay, but it's really interesting that is the retrograde phase is starting at 11:41 a.m., and that Mercury is in the 11th house.
That's amazing. It's amazing, and the 11 is all about leadership and new beginnings, and it adds up to a 2, which is all about relationships. So
tomorrow, the 27th, we have a new moon starting.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So, which is really. It's really about new beginnings, right? The new moon. Yeah.
Oh, let's check the time, by the way, because since we are working with numbers also, I find this so exciting.
Me too. It's giving me a whole new aspect of it all. Because when a master number has the ability to transform what is. Okay, but let me just tell you that 11 is the ability to transform into new beginnings that have never happened before, or even changing your life. It's a very powerful time. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so there are two things.
Okay.
That's really something, Greer. No, you're not going to believe it.
Go ahead.
The new moon in Scorpio is the 27th, which is the degree in which Mercury is going to be retrograde on the 31st.
Right.
Okay? And so we have the 27th there again. And guess at what time? It's
11 o'clock?
Be retrograde. No, at what time we're going to have the new moon?
Oh.
11:39 p.m.
Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Wow. Huh.
Yes.
And it's 11 o'clock. I just looked at the clock.
Well, yeah, so you see 11 is there. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. This was really informative.
I'm glad.
I just want to thank you so much. This was so great.
Thank you for joining us. If you have questions or would like to schedule a reading, you can contact astrology practitioner Maria-Luisa at Marialuisa.ruiz@gmail.com and intuitive numerologist Greer Jonas at greerdjonas@gmail.com. www.numerologyforyoursoul.com. Her art website is www.greerdjonas.com. In the meantime, I wish you many blessings.